be here. Beautiful day out here, or at my house. It's a beautiful day. I hope it is equally lovely for all of you that are joining me this morning for chair yoga. First of all, I want to thank you for coming. And if you can't be watching me live, that's all right. The video will be posted on my Facebook page and on other places, and you can access it at a different point in time today or tomorrow, whenever it fits into your schedule. The beauty of technology. So I had mentioned, or I just put on a post, that if you do have a strap, I have a yoga strap, but if you don't have a yoga strap, a belt or a men's scarf or men's tie or a scarf, anything that helps to make your arms just a little bit longer might be helpful for your practice today. We will use it at some point in time during the practice. If you're like me and your legs are a little bit short, and I didn't go and get this, but I'm going to just grab my blanket, so bear with me. So if your legs are a little bit short, like mine, you might want something for your feet to be on, especially when we initially start our practice, just to help your knees come into a nice position where there's less stress and strain on the knees, particularly when we are seated for an extended period of time, maybe with our sit bones closer to the back edge of our chair. That just allows the knees to be at about 90 degrees and to be a little bit more relaxed, or the quads to be a little bit more relaxed, and the hamstrings. So finding your way into a comfortable chair. Again, any chair is appropriate for our chair yoga practice. Mine, as you can see, doesn't have arms. That makes it really easy for me to move around my chair, to move my arms freely so that I can really kind of work with my range of motion, increasing that range of motion. If you don't have a chair like this, any chair will work. You just might have to be a little bit more mindful if it has armrests. Alrighty? So we are going to get started here, and I want to, for myself and hopefully for you, just focus a little bit more on gratitude. So yesterday was Mother's Day. Mother's Day always makes me just a little bit more grateful. Grateful for being a mom. I am privileged to have a handful of children and one granddaughter, and that makes me just really feel grateful for that opportunity. But I am also grateful because I have a mom. So I'm grateful for my own mom, I'm grateful for my mother-in-law, and I'm grateful for many other women in my life who have at one point or time stood in that space of being like a mom to me. So anyways, this morning I woke up and it was a beautiful morning, and I was just want to continue that feeling of gratitude. Sometimes in moments of challenge, when life isn't quite perfect, or when life doesn't quite go the way we want it to, it is hard to be grateful. But gratitude is the doorway to contentment. And I would like us to start kind of with that thought in mind. Discontentment is imagining that there is something more in this moment than there really is. And the truth of it is, there can't be anything else in the moment. The moment is complete as it comes to us. Whether it's a moment where there's joy and happiness and it's easy to be grateful, or if it's a moment where there is stress and trauma and other things, and it's really difficult to be grateful in that moment. But regardless of the moment itself is complete. So discontentment is that illusion that there could be something else in that moment, because there can't be. The moment is complete as it comes to us. So let us begin this morning seated in our chair. We're going to take a few moments to be grateful for our breath. If this idea that we need to make a change, or we're feeling some level of discontentment and there's a desire for us to make a change, then maybe the change can be small. So if we're struggling this morning to be grateful, that if we're feeling levels of discontent, let's think about changing our breath. And perhaps changing how we're holding or moving our body. And as we change our breath, how we're breathing, how we're holding and or moving our body, the result will be that we change our focus and our perspective. And when we do that, the moment is a little bit more available to us. So let's begin. So find a comfortable seated position in your chair. And to begin with, let's just wiggle our sit bones back towards the back of our seat, but allow our body to sit up nice and tall. So arrange your rib cage over your hips. Take a moment to lift your shoulders up and then release those shoulder blades down the back. Let the shoulder blades settle so that they feel like they're reaching towards your back pocket. And then imagine there's a string attached to the crown of your head and it's gently drawing you upward. And now just soften your chin towards your chest. Think about taking all of the wrinkles out of the back of the neck. Good, so again, the feeling in our body then is a feeling of being alert, but we're not rigid. So we need to be letting our skeleton hold us in an upright position without the need for all of that muscular tension to be present. So sitting up nice and tall, making sure that our knees are aligned over top of our ankles, that there's maybe about a hip width distance between our feet. Our feet are pointing straight forward, our chest is slightly open, hands maybe resting on the knees or the thighs, or resting in your lap perhaps, if that feels comfortable for you. The elbows are a little bit soft. And then go ahead and close your eyes. And let's begin the process of bringing ourselves a little bit more present to this moment. And as I said at the beginning of our practice, gratitude opens the door to contentment. So today, let's meet each moment with curiosity. Contentment is falling in love with your life. When you are purely in this moment, then this moment is complete. Discontentment is that illusion that there is something else in the moment. There isn't, and there can't be. The moment is complete. If discontent is the cause of many of our unhealthy habits, then contentment is the cure. And if contentment is the cure, then gratitude is the pathway. So let's first be grateful for our bodies. So with our eyes softly closed, let's begin with what is tangible, our physical body. Let your mind move through your body, taking note of areas of tension, of areas of tightness, anything that you personally need to take care of today. So finding an awareness of how your body is feeling in this moment, seated in our chair. And now switching our focus, our attention, our awareness to our breath. Knowing that our breath is our companion through life. Our breath is always with us. The most intimate relationship we have is the relationship of our breath to our body. So take a moment and imagine your torso is like a barrel. Like a wicker barrel that can flex as it is filled. And now go ahead and fill that barrel with breath, allowing the barrel to flex and expand in all directions. Breathing deeply, fully, and completely, drawing in that nice, deep, refreshing breath, inhaling through the nose, and exhaling. As you fill that barrel, think of filling the barrel from the bottom to the top. So inhale and fill the body with breath and let the belly expand forward to the sides and even into the back side of your body. Good. On that next inhale, filling that barrel again from the bottom and noticing a little bit more now the barrel filling around the rib cage, expanding the rib cage, filling right up to the top of the barrel. And then on the exhale, think about releasing the breath as if dumping the barrel from the top, the middle, and the bottom. And with that image in mind, for 2 more cycles of breath, fill your barrel. Inhaling deeply. And then exhaling completely. One last breath in in the context of the practice. And as we breathe, we will also want to pay attention to our body. Where are we feeling tension and tightness? And can we send breath into those spaces to help expand and ease some of that tension? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of my blanket. I might need it later, so I'm not going to move it too far. And then let's wiggle our sit bones to the edge of our seat so that you feel your sit bones still firmly connected to your chair. There's nice arrangement of the thighs, legs coming forward, knees centered over top of the ankles, toes are forward, and there's about a hip width distance space in between your feet. Again, sitting up tall, bringing the rib cage over the hips, lifting the shoulders up, relaxing those shoulder blades down the back, lengthening up through the crown of the head. Let's just start with a simple cat and cow, flexion and extension of the spine. So as we inhale, let's slide our hands to our hips, open our chest and look up. And as we exhale, think about tucking and rounding that spine. Good. Inhaling, lifting and opening the chest, exhaling and tucking and rounding the spine. Just getting everything moving. Inhaling, opening up, exhaling, tucking and rounding. Bringing movement into that spine. Inhaling, lifting up, exhaling, tucking and rounding. Beautiful. A couple more times. Inhaling and exhaling. Following that breath, inhaling and exhaling, knowing that movement is medicine. Slowly coming seated, bringing the heart over the hips, the head over the heart, lift the shoulders up, release those shoulder blades down the back. Good, let's inhale, reaching our hands high, and as we exhale, bringing our right hand down. So holding the frame of the chair, lifting up along the left side of the body, inhaling, exhaling, hinging over to the side. Good, inhaling up. So movement with breath here, exhaling, hinging to the side, softness in that right elbow, inhaling up, exhaling, hinging to the side, inhaling up, and last time, exhaling, hinging to the side. Now think about extending through the fingertips while staying firmly planted on that left hip, and then maybe just rotate the gaze up towards the ceiling, soften and relax those shoulders. Good, breathe into those ribs. Very nice. Let's look down at the floor by the side of our chair and bring that left hand to the outside of our right thigh. Sit up now nice and tall. Release those shoulders. Good, so we're kind of angling our body here. We're going to take our right hand, reach it up, and reach it over the other side. Good, inhaling up, exhaling, bringing that right hand down. Inhaling up, reaching over and letting the gaze look towards the floor. Inhaling and exhaling. One more time, inhaling up, exhaling. Hold right here as you extend through the fingers. Now keeping that right hip firmly on the seat of your chair. And let's bring that right hand to the outside of the left thigh. So you see how your elbows are crossed now? Go ahead and lean forward so the elbows cross. Reach for your shoulder blades and sit up nice and tall. Lift the shoulders up, roll the shoulders back and down. So give yourself a little bit of a hug here, reaching for those shoulder blades. Good, opening up across the upper back. Very nice. So now we're going to do that cat and cow movement again, flexion and extension of the spine. Staying right here with our arms. As we inhale this time, lift the elbows up to the ceiling. Lift the gaze, and as we exhale, think about tucking and rounding the spine. Good. Inhaling, lifting up and opening. Exhaling, tucking and rounding. Good. Two more. Inhaling, lifting up. And exhale, tuck and round. Good. Last one. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, tuck and round. Very nice. So hinging over at your hips, release your arms, extend them wide to the sides, roll those shoulders back and down. Good, tucking your tummy in, sit up nice and tall, turn the thumbs back, inhale up, exhale, hands to your heart. Very nice. Good. Now, take that left hand onto the frame of the chair, sweep that right arm up, relax that shoulder, stay conscious of your core muscles, keeping them lightly tucked in towards the body. Now, a little bit of flow over to the side again. So inhale, and on the exhale, hinge, soften that left elbow. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, hinging to the side. Inhale, sitting up tall. Exhaling over to the side. One more time. Inhale, tall. Exhale, hinge. Now maybe just a little bit more length. So see about reaching those fingers to the side wall while keeping that right sit bone down on the chair. Maybe looking up if it feels okay for your neck. And send your breath now into your rib cage. Open up between those ribs, stretching those intercostal muscles. Awesome, wonderful, beautiful. Be grateful for that breath that you can bring into your body. Sending nutrients through the body with the oxygen. All right, slowly shifting your gaze and bringing now that right hand to the outside of the left thigh, sitting up a little bit taller here, softening the shoulders. Now we're going to move the other way. So take that right hand, lift it up and reach it back. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Beautiful. Oh, I think I did this wrong. I did. Keep your right hand where it is. Take your left hand, reach it up and reach it over. Two different movements. And back down. So because we did that this time, you might feel a little difference in the stretch you receive from the movement with your left hand. Inhale up, exhale over. Very nice. Inhale up, exhale over. Inhale and exhale. Last one, inhale and exhale. So we're looking down towards the floor. We're reaching those left fingers over to the side. Feel that nice stretch from that left hip along those left ribs. Now, slowly bring that left hand to the outside of the right thigh, coming forward now with those elbows crossed, reaching for those shoulder blades. Very nice. Keep your chin tucking towards your chest. Tuck your tummy in and sit up. Soften and relax the shoulders. Lift those elbows up. Beautiful job. So give yourself a little bit of a hug here, reaching for those shoulder blades. Nice, spread out that space in between the shoulder blades. And a little bit of cat and cow again. Inhale, lift the elbows and lift the gaze. Exhale, tuck and round the spine. Inhale, lifting up, looking up. Exhale, tucking and rounding. Very nice. Inhaling up and exhaling down and hold right here. Good. Hinge a little bit deeper, gazing down towards the floor. Now unwind those arms, reach them out wide. Tuck that tummy and sit up tall. Inhale up and exhale, hands to your heart center. Beautiful. Lift those shoulders up, release those shoulder blades back and down. So my shoulders, my neck and my upper back get really tight from various things, and so I like to do, especially when I'm doing a chair practice, I like to do a lot of movement for my shoulders. So we're going to do a couple more things for the shoulders. We're going to shift our focus maybe a little bit lower body, and then we'll move through some sun salutations, which are just beautiful to incorporate breath and movement. So a little bit more shoulder work. So again, making sure we're checking in with our foundation. So finding our sit bones on our chair, sitting up nice and tall, heart over the hips, head over the heart, shoulders up, shoulders back and down. Beautiful. Float the arms to shoulder height. Exhale, forearms come to touch. Inhale, reach up and look up. Exhale, heels of the hands behind the hip. Give your triceps a little stretch, reaching the elbows up towards the ceiling. Good. Inhale up and exhale, float the arms down. Good. Inhale up. Exhale, forearms come to touch. Inhale, reach up, look up. Heels of the hands behind the head, lift the elbows, stretch. Inhale up. Exhale, rain those fingers down. Two more. Inhale. And now exhale. Inhale. Heels of the hands behind the head, lift the elbows. Inhale, look up, reach up. Exhale, rain those fingertips down. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful job. Take the hands to the frame of the chair. Roll the shoulders back and let that heart come forward. Awesome. So drawing those shoulder blades together on the back of the body as you stretch the front of the body. Very nice. We're going to release that. We're going to bring our hands in front, interlace our fingers, invert, press those palms forward, round out that spine, soften the shoulders, tuck the chin. Good. Beautiful. stretch for the back of the body, exhaling here. On your inhale, bring your hands to your heart, squeeze your shoulder blades together, soften and relax the shoulders. On the exhale, press the hands forward, rounding out that spine. Good. Keep the hands forward, sit up nice and tall, relax the shoulders, but take the hands over the head. So keeping that interlaced with the fingers, relax the shoulder, lengthen the spine. On your next exhale, I want you to turn to the left, letting the body turn as a unit. Rotate the belly, the ribs, the neck, and the shoulders. Good. Come all the way back to center. Inhale, exhale, hands come to the frame of the chair. One more time, chest expansion, squeezing those shoulder blades together. Awesome, and release that. Okay, so we're gonna interlace the fingers again, but interlace them in a way that feels a little bit awkward. So your opposite index finger on top, invert again, press forward, round out that spine, relax the shoulders, tuck the chin, press the hands to the front of the room, and on your exhale, bring your hands to your chest, draw your shoulder blades together. Good. Exhale, pressing forward, rounding out that spine. And inhale, draw the hands to the chest. One more time, exhale, pressing forward, rounding out that spine. Keeping your hands interlaced, sitting up nice and tall. Take the hands up over the head. Relax those shoulders, lengthen the spine. Inhale, exhale, now turn to the right. Awesome. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, exhale, center, and release the hands back to the frame of your chair. One last time, little chest expansion. Draw those shoulder blades together on the back. Very nice. And release and relax. Shoulders. Maybe just a little bit of a shoulder roll here. Good. Shake everything out. Awesome. Okay. So let's refocus now. We've done lots for the upper back. Let's switch or shift our focus down to our lower body. So again, we want to make sure that we have that firm foundation, that the core is engaged, that the shoulders are back and down. Keeping the left foot on the floor, let's bring that right knee in towards the chest, hugging it in without rounding the spine, and then release. And switch side, bringing that left knee in towards the chest, keeping that length in the spine, and exhale, release. And let's just go side to side. Exhaling here, inhaling, release, exhaling, and inhaling, and exhaling, and inhaling, and exhaling, and inhaling. Beautiful. Exhale, hold right here. Let's take a moment just to bring some movement into those ankles, rotating that ankle, one direction, the other direction. Awesome. Holding here, pointing and flexing. Maybe really thinking about spreading those toes out. So hold right here, spread those toes out, and see if you can press as if pressing through the ball of your foot. Nice. And now point the toes, flex the foot, press through the ball of the foot, spreading those toes out, and then point the toes and flex the foot. Good. And maybe just let that go. Give it a little bit more rotation. Very nice. And set that down. Exhaling, bringing that left knee into the chest, and begin to rotate that ankle, spending a little bit of time on that particular joint. Very nice. Go the opposite direction. Find a way to keep breathing. Hold here and point and flex a few times. Now hold, spread those spread your toes out nice and wide. Press through the ball of that foot. Nice. And point the toes and flex the foot. Press through the ball of that foot. Point the toes, flex the foot, and slowly release. Awesome. Take those feet out a little bit wider. We're going to come in into a forward fold, which just helps to release some of the tension from the low back. So with those feet a little bit wider, kind of like a straddle position, toes maybe pointing out to the sides, shoulders backing down, making sure that that core is engaged. We're going to begin to fold forward now. Folding forward, You can keep your hands on your thighs. If you can bring your hands to the floor, then go ahead and do that. Bring your chin towards your chest. Let your body spill forward. And if it feels okay to have your head hanging towards the floor, gently turn your head here side to side. So taking away the tension off the back side of the body now, inverting that spine, so important for our spinal health. Changing the impact of gravity, particularly on our lumbar spine. So if it's okay to be down here for a few more breaths and go ahead and stay here, just letting the body hang. You know you can always bring your hands onto your thighs. You can bring your head up a little bit higher if that feels uncomfortable or you feel dizzy. Remember, this is your practice. Listen to your own body here. Going to take a moment or two to take a couple more deep, deep breaths. Awesome. Now keep your chin tucked. If your hands are on the floor, bring them onto your thighs one at a time. Chin tucked. Slowly rolling up, one vertebrae at a time. Shoulders up, back, and down. Good. So we go a little closer to the edge of our seat and keeping our legs out wide. We're just going to do a little bit of internal and external hip rotation. So internal and then external. Just kind of moving side to side here. Again, it's really important to move our joints. Otherwise they get rusty, or they act like rusty gate hinges. So what happens if you leave something unattended for a period of time? It's going to get tighter. It's going to get less available for movement. So literally you have to move it. Sometimes you have to move through a little bit of discomfort first. That's okay. Recognize whether it's discomfort or pain. Listen to your own body. One more time. Each way. Good. And we're going to rotate all the way to the left this time. We're going to plant our left foot on the floor. We're going to wiggle so that mostly just our left sit bone and part of our left thigh is on the floor. Let's start with a hip flexor stretch. So you can bring that knee at more of a 90-degree angle. I'm holding onto the frame of my chair back here just for a little extra support. If it's all right, you could take that leg out long behind you. So I want you to think about having headlights on your hips and on your shoulders, and you want them facing both straight forward. So if there's headlights on your hips, then bring your body in a position where those headlights are facing straight forward, shining straight forward. So you can be on the ball of that back foot. You can bring it in a little bit closer. We want to work at keeping the shoulders on top of the hips. Good, and then we just want to breathe for a few moments here. Good, a couple of breaths as that torso brings a little bit of weight and gravity into that stretch. If it's all right, let's take that right arm up, relax that shoulder, spread those fingers out nice and wide. Good, a couple more breaths here. All right, let's change this a little bit. So let's take those right fingers, sweep them forward, taking that body as if it's making an arrow shape, and then sweep that arm back, radiate energetically through the fingers backwards and through the crown of the head forward. On our inhale, let's sweep that arm up, and on the exhale, let's take it out into cactus arms. So we get that little bit of a stretch through the front of the shoulder. Beautiful job. Take that right arm up, sweep it forward, and sweep it back, and exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep it forward, and take it out to cactus arms, and exhale. Very nice. Now take that right arm up, and I want you to think about sweeping the arm towards the space behind you, so you get a nice stretch from your fingertips all along the right side of your body. Good. Take it up, inhaling, and allowing it to come to that hip and rotate forward. Awesome. So we want to do that other side, but before we do that other side, let's do that little bit of windshield wiper movement again. Nice little rotation, good for our hips as well. So rotation of that low back, and internal and external rotation of the hips. Good, in and out. Nice job, a couple more times. Last one, all the way now over to the right. So again, think about arranging your body so that you have some security in this posture, but mostly it's your right hip and or right sit bone and your right thigh on the chair, resting your right arm. Maybe you're staying in this hip flexor stretch here. Maybe you want a little bit more length to get a little bit more stretch in that hip flexor. Awesome. Roll those shoulders back and down, couple of breaths. And then inhale and reach that left arm up, relax that shoulder, spread those fingers out energetically. Good, keep breathing. Now, reach that left hand forward, sweep it to the back, reach to the back with the fingers, reach to the front with the crown of your head. Inhale, and exhale, take it out into those cactus arms. Open up through that front shoulder. Awesome. Reach up, inhale, exhale, sweep it back, energetically reach forward and reach back. Inhale and exhale. Very nice. So reach that left arm up and now reach it to the space behind you. So really feel that stretch more along the left side of your body. Good, hold and breathe. Inhale up and release that hand to your hip. Bring that in and sweep it forward. Let's just move through a little cat and cow just for a little bit of release for that low back again. So inhale, lifting and opening. Exhale, tucking and rounding. Inhaling and exhaling. Awesome. Okay, so let's just come to standing position for a couple of postures and then we'll transition back to seated in our chair. And as we come to standing, being very attentive to the movement of coming from the chair into the standing position. So making sure that the core is engaged, making sure that we have a firm foundation to come to mindfully, attentively, and aware. So shifting forward, tucking that tummy in, pressing into the feet, standing up nice and tall. Beautiful. Let's go and stand beside our chair now. So I'm moving over to the right side of my chair, resting my left hand on my chair, finding my mountain pose here. So starting with that foundation, so feeling your feet firmly planted on the floor, find equal balance both sides of your body. So maybe just with your hand resting lightly on your chair, close your eyes. Tap into the sensation of how your body feels as it's standing. Do you feel that the weight is equally distributed on both sides? Or are you leaning more to one side? Are you heavily relying on your chair? What can you do to find that sensation of equal standing? Weight being evenly distributed side to side. Let the joints settle now. Knees on top of ankles, hips on top of knees, shoulders on top of hips. Let's all lift our shoulders up to our ears, release our shoulder blades down our back. Very nice. Good, and now let's open our eyes. Awesome. So coming to that standing position, again, like in our seated position, we shouldn't need lots of muscular tension to hold us standing. Think about arranging the body so that the skeleton and the joints are doing their job and the muscles come in to support that. Nice and tall. Tuck that tummy in, lift the shoulders up, back, and down. Very nice. So standing on our left foot, shifting the weight over to that left side, picking that right knee up and bringing that knee into the chest, just like we were doing when we were seated. So taking a moment or two just to rotate that ankle again, a couple times one way, a couple times the other way, and then point and flex. Awesome. So keeping the hand resting lightly on the shin, we're going to take that knee out to the side. A little bit more movement for the hips, making some nice big circles. And if it doesn't work to have your hand on the shin, then just letting the hand be resting on that hamstring. Good, let's change directions. Whichever direction you were going, go in the opposite direction. Couple more like that. Very nice. All right, so standing on that left foot, bring that right foot to the inside of the calf or the ankle, pausing to hold in your tree pose. Finding that balance, maybe taking that arm up, relaxing that shoulder, maybe lightening or taking off a little bit of the reliance on that chair. Good, maybe a little bit, maybe not. Very nice. All right, so bringing that hand back to the hip. I want you to go ahead and bend your left knee a little bit and cross your right ankle over that thigh if that's available to you. And then from there, sink down a little bit. So bend that knee a little bit, keep that chest lifted, maybe bring your right hand onto your right inner thigh, open up that hip a little bit. Good job. Awesome. Working that balance, working that external hip rotation. Slowly rising up nice and tall. And we're gonna allow that leg to come out and off to the side for that fallen star. Now taking that right arm up again. So all of our standing postures help us to develop good core strength. Super important when we're walking on uneven surfaces or in icy conditions. Awesome. Maybe give everything just a little bit of a shake. Beautiful job. And before we transition to the other side of our chair, I'm gonna spin my chair around or sideways so that I can bring my hands onto the seat of my chair. I'm gonna walk my feet back so that I arrive in my downward facing dog. Getting a nice stretch for the back of the body. Let that head fall down in between the biceps. Take a moment or two to turn your head side to side. Keep some softness in those knees. Engage your quadriceps to help stretch your hamstrings. So firm up the front of the thighs. Maybe think about lifting the kneecaps up towards the hips. Good, one more breath. And let's look at our hands, let's soften our knees, and let's walk towards our chair. Beautiful. Turn my chair, face the front, and switch sides. So coming now over to that left side, again finding my mountain pose. Mountain pose is our blueprint pose, kind of like kindergarten. Everything we need to know we learn in mountain pose. So find your foundation, rise up from that foundation. Let the knees be over top of the ankles, the hips over top of the knees, shoulders on top of the hips. Maybe it would feel good to lift the shoulders up, relax those shoulder blades down the back, lengthen up through the crown of the head. Very nice. All right, so shift your weight over to your right foot, bring that left knee in, hug it in for a moment, rotate that ankle a little bit one way, rotate that ankle a little bit the other way, point and flex that foot. Very nice. Good. That just feels really good. And then take that knee out to the side, begin those circles. Again, if it doesn't work to have your hand on the shin, or if it doesn't work to have your knee that high, then just bring the knee down a little bit more. Find your place within the context of the movement. What is available to you in this moment? Changing directions. Awesome. And holding at center here. Again, setting up into that mountain pose and bringing that left foot now to rest on the calf or maybe on the ankle, allowing that knee to be open, and perhaps taking that left arm up. Now as you balance here, again, considering just checking out what your balance is like today. Steady your gaze, steady that breath. Excellent. Slowly lower we're gonna bend that right knee a little bit, cross that left ankle over, and then sit down. So kind of like you're sitting down into a chair. I'm gonna continue to use my chair for that added little extra support, bringing the left hand to the left inner thigh and maybe just a little extra pressure there to help to open. Soft, steady breath. Back up, take that left leg out to the side, sweep that left arm out, flex that foot, spread those fingers out. Good. Our fallen star. Lower the hand, lower the foot, give everything a little bit of a shake. Awesome. So I'm going to come right behind my chair, and this time I'm going to do downward facing dog back there. So I'm going to hold onto the back of the chair, walking backwards, letting my head fall down in between my biceps. My ankles and my knees are right under my hips. Knees are a little bit soft. Good. Firm up those front thighs. Take a moment to gently turn your head side to side. Good. Couple more breaths here. Downward facing dog. Awesome. Let's look at our hands. Let's soften our knees and let's walk forward. Excellent. Shoulders up, back, and down. Good. And let's find our way to a seated position on our chair, and let's find our strap. So again, we want to come so that we are close to the edge of our seat. Doesn't look like we had time for sun salutations today. That's okay. Hopefully you'll join me next Monday and we'll insert some sun salutations into our practice together. I do want to stretch out the hamstrings a little bit more, so let's spend a little bit of time doing that before we land in our final relaxation. So take your strap, your scarf, your belt, whatever, wrap it around the ball of that right foot. And again, you're sitting close to the edge of your seat. You can feel those sit bones on the edge of the seat, rib cage over the hips, shoulders over top of the ribs, shoulders back and down. Good, tucking that tummy in. Now lifting that right foot up and flexing through that heel. So lengthening the hamstring and the calf. Okay, we keep a little softness in the knee. You can always rest your hand on the back of that leg if you need that little extra support. Good. So just stay here for a couple more breaths, stretching. Awesome. So we're going to bring the right hand onto the strap now. Left hand's going to find the frame of the chair, and we're going to begin to open that right leg off to the side. So you don't have to only go to where that movement is available to you. Remember, we don't want to force anything. Think of Goldilocks. Not too much, not too little, just right. Be friendly to your body. Find that just right stretch. Back off as you need to, and breathe deeply. Good. Keeping that tummy tucked in. Slowly bring that leg to center. Bring your left hand onto the strap and your right hand onto the frame of your chair. Now maybe stretch that left leg out a little bit as you bring that right leg across. So we keep flexing that right foot, so we get a stretch on the outside of that thigh now. Hips and shoulders are still facing forward. We're just using the frame of the chair for a little extra support. Beautiful. All right, so soften that knee, slide that left foot in and cross over top. So if this is available to you, then crossing that leg over top. If not, you can cross it closer to your ankle. So again, listening to your own body here, I'm going to keep holding that strap, roll my shoulder back and down. I'm going to take my right hand again to the frame of the chair, inhaling, and this time exhaling and turning. So just a little bit of a twist to round out our practice. lengthen. Exhale, center. We're gonna bring that right foot forward. Left knee stays bent. Keep a little softness in that right knee. Inhaling and exhaling, hinging at your hips. So use that strap just to gently guide you a little deeper into that stretch. Notice that the chin is tucking softly towards the chest. Beautiful. Slowly come up. And let's switch and do the other side. So bring that left foot now. Follow the foot into that strap. Right foot is on the floor. Knee is bent. And extend that left leg out. Flexing through that foot. Maybe supporting that stretch with your hand on the thigh. Reaching, reaching, reaching. Good. Breathing nice and deep. Very nice. And now bringing that left hand on the strap, right hand on the frame of the chair. Begin to open that leg out to the side. Again, reaching through the heel, keeping that knee soft, hips and shoulders still facing forward. External hip rotation. And very slowly coming to center. Now, right hand on the strap. I'm going to still hold the frame of my chair. Stretch that right leg out a bit and bring the leg across the body. So just change that stretch a little bit. Focus more on the IT band, perhaps. Time, patience, gravity. That's all we need. Slowly. Left leg over the right. Now you can always keep that right leg a little bit straighter and cross more at the ankle than the thigh. So listen to your own body. Find what works best for you. We're going to do one more little gentle twist. I'm going to hold on to that strap, left hand on the frame. Inhale and exhale. Good. Just shift my gaze for a moment or two. Inhaling up, exhaling, rotating back to center. And now taking that left leg forward. One more hamstring stretch, lengthening, walking the hands down that strap towards your foot, chin tucking softly to the chest. Both feet into our strap. So if we were in a more traditional yoga practice, we might end in a reclined bound angle before we went to final relaxation. We can do a version of a bound angle here. So bring the soles of your feet together and hold that strap for a moment and let those knees drop open towards the sides. So one last gentle inner thigh stretch. Just as we move to the end of that practice, each one of us considering how we would like to spend those last few moments. Maybe you want to do legs up the wall. That's absolutely available if you have wall space. Go ahead and make your way to your wall. Maybe you're going to remain seated in your chair for your final relaxation. Perhaps another version of legs up the wall, which is quite lovely, is to take your chair, come down onto your back. This allows for a little lower body inversion. Sweep your legs so that your calves are resting on that chair and the whole length of your spine is resting on your mat or your floor. move into your final relaxation. Good, again, I want you to bring your focus and attention back to that which is tangible, your body. So start with your body again. Start by noticing what parts of your body are touching the floor or touching your chair. Find that awareness. Settle into that support. The support of the chair, the support of the floor. If you have your legs up the wall, then maybe the support of the wall and the floor. So notice for a moment your body. And then allowing your eyes perhaps to softly close or your gaze to soften. Begin to bring your attention back to your companion, your breath. So take one long inhale, as deep as you can, fill your body with breath. And then exhale and let all of the breath go. And then just let yourself breathe naturally. Whatever's your natural state, whatever's your natural rhythm of breath, return to that. Simply allowing your breath to be steady, your breath to be smooth. Feeling the breath like waves on the ocean, rolling in and rolling out. And as that breath just kind of settles and smooths and evens out, know that every breath today is a prayer of gratitude. So breathing in with gratitude for our minds, for our thoughts, for our perceptions. Breathing in and breathing out, gratitude for our eyes that help us to see this world. Breathing in and breathing out with gratitude for our ears that help us to both hear and listen. Breathing in and breathing out with gratitude for our hearts that help us to feel and to understand others and ourselves. Breathing in and breathing out with gratitude for our bodies, for their strengths and their weaknesses. And then just releasing into an easy breath, recognizing that there is nothing missing. Life is complete in the way that it comes to each of us. And then simply resting in that knowledge, allowing yourself to sink into contentment. So whatever form of final relaxation you've discovered for yourself today, you can choose to stay there for as long as is necessary or important for you. I'm going to take a big breath for all of us. I have a little reflection to end our practice today. Inhaling up and exhaling, hands to heart center. So today, let me be grateful. Let me see the beauty in the simple. Let me remember others. Let me be gracious with myself. Let me have hope. Let me find joy in the ordinary, and let me laugh despite anxiousness. Let me live with purpose. Let me be present, and let me be real today. The grateful one in me honors and respects the grateful one in each and every one of you. Thank you for joining me.